you guys are new to my channel, I'm here with my friend Larry.
Hey guys.
This is his place in North Hollywood. Larry has, as you can see, so many beautiful plants that he takes care of. So we're just going to do like a tour. He's going to tell us how he got into it and stuff like that.
Yep. So thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. As Tradell mentioned, we have 100 houseplants here thriving in our home, and they vary in size from small to large. I'd love to take you guys on a tour, a houseplant tour of our little urban jungle.
Yeah, so okay, I'm gonna ask him some questions, but so like, how did you get into the whole thing?
Sure. So it started with orchids actually. Yeah. I have like this fascination of wanting to take care of things and to see it through its life cycle. The thing with orchids is they die eventually. So I hated going through the cycle of, you know, like this love, this admiration, and then having to deal with death constantly.
Yeah. How long does an orchid last?
It lasts about, the blooming cycle could last about a month.
Okay.
Usually 3 to 4 weeks. My fiance recommended that I get into plants which had an everlasting or evergreen lifespan, and that's how it started.
All right. So maybe you can give us a tour, show us. I almost want to see like which ones like the first ones like you got.
Yeah, where it all started.
Yeah, and then what was like. But however you want to do, however you want to show us.
Okay. So this here. Chinese evergreen was one of the first plants that we purchased. Got it from Home Depot for a good deal. It was actually $20, I want to say. Yeah. And the good thing that most people don't know with Home Depot, Lowe's, is that when you buy their large plants, if you keep the receipt and it dies on you, or if you kill it, you can take it back for a refund. Yeah. Or another plant for free.
So I see you got these like lights on the orchid. Is it like, how much light does this plant traditionally need?
So this plant actually thrives, like I said, in a low light situation. But I got crazy growth growing everywhere, all over the plant, and that's because of the lights.
Yeah.
The lights kind of simulate the sun. Being that we're in the wintertime, plants aren't getting as much light as they normally would, so growth is slow. But ours is growing at a rapid pace, just based off having the lights.
How can so for me, I'm new to like taking care of plants. How can you tell if a plant like needs more light?
Yeah, good question. So if a plant is leggy is the word, which means it's limp or growing like towards the sun, and the stem or petiole is the word, looks long or elongated, then it's a good sign that your plant is reaching for the light and it's not getting enough light.
Yeah. Okay, you can show us some more.
Sure, so this is the easy plant. You've probably seen this in your grandmother's house. It's called a pothos. That also thrives in a low light situation. Usually foolproof, so you could definitely forget about it and it won't die on you. It is a forgiving plant.
Yeah, and then these down here.
These are a little bit more experienced. So we have the pilea, the circle one here. It's a little bit delicate, requires very, very minimal watering. It's very meticulous watering. I actually overwatered the little one over there before and was able to bring it back to life. So that's one of my prized childs.
Wow, they're so beautiful, brother. Like, yeah, you're doing like a really good job. How long have you had like some of these plants? Like, how long have they been alive?
So most of the plants that you see in the apartment, we've had for over a year. Yeah, the journey started over a year. I would say most of them are between a year to 6 months old. Yeah. So this here is a snake plant, or a variety of snake plant. It's called African spear. Yeah. And as you see, it's shaped like spears. The plant originates in the homeland of Africa. Below that,
and I've seen like smaller snake plants, but this is like thick, like
massive. Yeah. So this is also another good Home Depot find.
Okay. All right. So question: how much is a plant like this?
Yeah. So I got this from Home Depot for $29.99. So for $30.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And like, how big was it when you got it? Like,
it was the main part of the plant was about this size, maybe a little bit smaller. Yeah. But what has grown the most, and I'll send you a picture for the video, was the babies, which is this here in the front and this here in the back. It was about here when we got it.
Wow.
Yeah, and we haven't had this for a year. We've had that for about 7 months. Yeah. Since the summertime.
This one is really pretty.
This is a ZZ plant, super easy to kill. I'm sorry.
Ooh,
super
wow.
easy to care for. for. Super easy to care for, very hard to kill.
Yeah. When you say super easy to care for, what's that? Like watering?
Once a month.
Once a month. Okay.
Yes, once a month. This is great for someone with an active lifestyle, on the go type of.
Yeah. And this is pretty. Like this is
It goes upward.
And that one, but the snake plant doesn't take a lot of water either.
No,
right?
it doesn't. So we water that once a month.
Once a month.
Yeah, and that would be considered low light where this plant is located.
So as far as spacing of your plants, you put them together, like
based off their light requirements.
Okay. Fire. Okay. All right.
So another variation of the snake plant here, you have the Sansevieria is the Latin name. Sansevieria fernwood. That's a snake plant, easy to care for. We water that about once every 3 weeks. This is called a bird's nest fern. That is typically easy to care for. However, you see the crispy tips on this from lack of humidity. Us living here in Southern California, it is a dry climate. We do have humidifiers to try to boost the humidity in our homes, but
Wait, so it thrives in a dry climate, so you have a humidifier that's making it drier?
Making it more moist. So this actually requires more moisture. But living in SoCal, it is a dry environment, and so we're constantly fighting against that.
Yeah. So typically, you're keeping this house like more moist.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
To keep the plants thriving, which is also more healthy, super beneficial for us too.
As humans.
Yeah, exactly, and for fighting off coronavirus.
Let's talk about it. So Larry also keeps a watering schedule, and it's not just like because for me it's just like did I water it? You know what I'm saying? But he actually has like an organized schedule.
Yeah, I do.
Can you show us a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. So, like I said, with having 100 house plants, it's hard to keep up with the schedule of when these plants need to be watered. So I do have a spreadsheet with all 100 plants on here. It's color coded. Also has the date. The color coding goes by size. So blue being my middle-sized plants, green being smaller plants. And the W's I use to mark what actual day that I water, so I know just how much time in between each watering. Each plant has been watered, so it's actually been really cool. Again, this was another project that my fiance encouraged me to do. To stay on top of this, because I was kind of just freeballing it, where I was sticking my finger in each plant trying to figure out if they were moist or not.
I mean, but now have you gotten to a point where you adjust the schedule based off like seeing what's happening?
Yes, definitely, and that's why he encouraged me to do it, to be able to see trends, to see if plants actually were drying out at different variations based on the time of the year.
Wow. And then these bad boys here.
Yeah, so those are philodendrons, heart leaf philodendrons. They kind of are shaped like hearts, the leaves are. This one is a lemon lime. It goes from a bright neon to a darker green based on the age of the leaf. And then this one here is called a Philodendron Brazil, and the reason for that name is the stripe in the leaves. They had really bad allergies when we moved out here, and since having the plants, he's been able to breathe a lot much easier in this dry climate. So it's been beneficial. So not only is it providing me with a hobby, but it's also therapeutic too. Caring for them, especially during the pandemic.
This is beautiful.
African mass, also the Latin name is Alocasia poly. And this is one of my favorites. So this goes through dormancy. We actually lost the entire plant, last winter, and we were able to get it to come back to life. And this is how the result of it.
It looks so good.
Yeah.
So good. And these bad boys on here.
Yep. So
everybody's thriving. Like nobody is like.
Yeah, you know,
in bad shape.
No crispy tips.
You know.
No, now. I'm just kidding.
So this is very interesting actually. So this is called a dumb cane, and the reason why it has this name is because this plant was it's poisonous. So keep it away from your dog, your pets, and small children. It got its name because it was given to the slaves back in the day. It would numb their mouth and throats. It was as a form of torture.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's only one of those in the house. Once I learned about that, I didn't feel that great about that, but that's a personal feeling.
Of course, like America.
That's okay. We got the Chinese evergreens.
This one is really pretty too.
Yes, so that one actually is called My Little Hope.
Yeah.
And
And then these up here.
yep, pothos, trailing binding, super easy to care for. We've had that for a year. The more light it gets, the more faster it push out leaves, which are closer together.
Okay.
Small tip.
And quickly, just for people who really want to get into this, just like, you know, numbers, like how much is a plant like this versus a plant like this versus something like this? Right?
Sure, that's a great question. So I am actually very happy to say there is not one plant in here that we paid more than $100 for.
Nice.
This plant here cost us $75, and this is probably the most expensive plant we have in here.
Yeah.
Everything else that you see down here, so plants are usually sold in about 5 to 6 sizes.
Yeah.
4-inch plant, which is going to usually cost you, I would say, between $4 to $7.
Yeah.
And then you have the 6-inch plants, which can range, depending on the rarity,
Yeah.
between $10 to $25.
Yeah.
Maybe even higher on the 30, 35 end. And then you have the 8 and 10-inch plants, which those are your bigger plants. Will cost you in a higher range, depending on how rare they are.
Yeah, so it's not that expensive as long as you're just getting them, you know, here and there. Like, and it looks really good, but I think people get intimidated by the thought of like these plants cost so much. I know sometimes I'll try to get a plant, I'm like, oh.
Yeah, well, seeing them at the grocery store or
Yeah.
those kind of places, it could be hit or miss. So pricing could be really good, or
Yeah.
it could be really high. It could be price gouging. But
And then tips on places, the good places to get plants. Like, should they go to a nursery or?
yes, I would definitely encourage you to go to your local plant nursery, support local businesses, and also like farmers markets,
Yeah.
where people are usually selling plants locally.
Gotcha. Okay. We would love to meet your fiance. You ready?
Yeah.
This is fine.
I'm in here whipping up a little brunch.
Okay, I'm gonna ask you some quick questions. So, what was your initial thoughts about the whole Larry's journey with the plants? And
That's a good question. Well, initially, I was like okay with it because I, told him you should switch over from orchids to plants.
yeah.
Then we started getting about, I would say, once we got 30 plants, then I was like, hold on.
We got plants.
Yeah, but I don't know. He has he kind of gets obsessive with, he is really into his little hobbies, so I'm not here to stop him. They kind of look good. They provided
Yeah.
decor.
Beautiful.
So we haven't had to do a lot of what do you say? We haven't had to buy a lot of decorations. We decorate them.
Yeah, with the plants.
So I'm okay with it.
And are there days when Larry's going, you gotta come in and water them all?
Yes, and then there's also days when I've made mistakes and overwatered them, and then he's
Crying.
well, it's crying, super mad.
Yeah.
It's almost we need to take a moment apart from each other because these are his babies, but
Yeah.
I still come number one. So
Hey, it's Okay, we're now in Larry's guest room. Walk us through.
Yes, hey guys, welcome to the guest room. So this is what used to be the rehab room, which is where we will come and try to revive our plants that were struggling, but I saw an opportunity, a space opportunity just to add more plants, so it has transitioned from the rehab room just to another plant haven.
Wow.
And some of the plants you'll see, this is where a lot of our hanging plants are.
Yeah, I love the hanging. And to hang that, are you doing this yourself? Just
Yeah, just screw into the ceiling. So I actually have a drill which I screw a small hole to help me with, but a lot of these I've actually just drilled straight into the ceiling.
Yeah.
Using force in my hand.
Okay, so yeah, walk us through.
Yeah, so here we have Monstera. We have these are called, it's called a Dracaena white bird, low light thriving plant, and then we have some highlight plants here. The small bird's nest fern, zebra plant down there, which I overwatered. It died completely, and we were able to bring it back. To
Wow. How long did that take?
So it took probably about 6 months. The plant had lost all its leaves. It was completely gone. I wanted to throw it out, but Sean took his actual liking for plants developed when I was over, when they would be ugly. It was time to throw them out. He would be like, no, let's keep it. Let's try to bring it back. And I'm like, no, it's an eyesore. So we really
Yeah, working together.
We're at odds there, but yeah, that's where his liking for the plants actually started.
Because I think most people think, once, the leaves fall off or whatever, it's done.
Yeah.
So how do you know if a plant still has potential to come back or?
So most times if the best way to identify that is to remove the plant from the pot and to check its roots.
Yeah.
If the roots are completely mushy, black, and look like they're unrevivable, then you gotta let it go. But if there's still some hope left, you can trim the black nasty part of it.
Yeah.
Repot the fresh roots into some fresh soil.
Yeah.
Leave it for a couple days. Let that dry out, and then water it. Get back into a regular watering routine.
Yeah.
And bring it back to life.
Fire. I love. Okay, this is a few. This one is really pretty.
Yeah, this is one of my favorites actually. So got this downtown for a great price.
It looks like a tree too.
It does. So it's called an Aurelia Fabian stump.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it does look like a tree. I have like this fascination for plants with circle leaves.
Yeah.
So this is one of them.
And just like off the top of your head, like real quick, like how often, you know what I mean? Like the plants in this room, like any of them, like which one would you say get the most water, and which ones would you say get the least?
Yeah, good question. So the ones that get the most water would have to be this, found more in like your jungle, wet type of climate.
Mm-hmm. And how much is that?
That's once a week.
Okay.
That's once a week. The rest of these I probably water once every 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. That's not that bad. You know what I mean? Like it's not like every day, but that's still some work.
Yeah.
And then just the hanging plants over here.
Yeah, so the hanging plants over here, I kind of themed this. You got the Wandering Jew, which is like purple undertones, and silver leaves. I thought this went well with the room, the decor.
Yeah.
And then we have a frosted peperomia, which also gives like that silver metallic-y look.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have this, it's called a silverian pothos. So all of these plants have silver in them, so I grouped them together just based off of their look.
Yeah, fire. Love the guest room.
Thank you. Let me take you guys to the master.
All right, let's go.
So this is the master bedroom. Not many plants in here. This is actually a very dark room. Not many plants will thrive here. I've actually tried many and have killed many.
Really? Because it's just not getting enough light?
Not enough light. And this is when I started to learn about light and the plant's needs. So we have this light here, which is giving this plant low light.
Mm-hmm.
This is called a Dracaena marginata. It has burgundy tips.
Yeah.
And then over there, we got some low light plants growing. Those are
This is a beautiful room too.
called Dracaena. So these are all part of the same family.
Mm-hmm.
And then behind you got a snake plant there, and then a ZZ plant. And these are
Also, okay, this is and literally all your snake plants are different, actually, right?
Yeah, they are actually. I'm glad you noticed that.
Yeah, love. I know because I think that was one of my first plants I ever got was a snake plant. So it's like the only plant I know.
Yeah.
And this one you said is
A ZZ plant.
Oh, okay. And
that does well in low lighting.
And even here in the bathroom,
that's the only fake plant that we have.
Okay.
That's and that's okay sometimes.
Yeah, and I'm like, would you say like, because I think at least having a fake plant gets you like wanting to desire having a plant.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
A start. Yeah.
Or are you or like what do you think about people who are anti fake plants? Or?
Yeah, I don't have anything against it actually. There's no shaming because there are some areas within your home where actually you might just have not the lifestyle that doesn't support being able to care for plants. So I think wanting the greenery in your space and willing to sacrifice or settle for a fake plant is a start, and then you want a real plant, you just might not be able to care for it. So I think it's great. Get it, start it, and then get a real one.
Yeah. Larry, thank you so much for bringing us into your home and showing us your children. So again, can you just tell us where they can find you? You guys have an Instagram page?
Yes. Again, thank you guys so much for coming and hanging out with us. You can find me and my partner on Instagram at myflyplants, and Trudell will share the hashtag for that. And that's honestly the only place where I'm spending the most of my time looking at plants, admiring plants.
And any advice for just like future plant owners or current plant owners?
Yes, I would say don't give up. Yes, we've all killed plants. We got to start somewhere, but the most important thing is to pay attention. Plants do talk to you, and it's through, how their leaves and how they respond to the environment. So yes, pay attention to your plants.
Yeah. Thank you so much. All right, guys. Yeah.